Hey, Bestie.
Hey, girl. Should I say best friend, bestie, sister? We're a lot of things.
That's my bestie. That's my bestie. That's my bestie. So, episode 1, that's my bestie.
Long time coming.
Man, it's been a long time coming. Like, we've been trying to do this podcast, I don't know, for years.
Yeah. To set the record straight.
Yeah, because they got all these perceptions of how we are as friends. But I think,
corny.
yeah.
We a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we go together.
we something else.
People think we go together. So we want to set the record straight. So today, we just want to do an introduction for people who don't know us. Give them a little background story about us, and let them know what the podcast is gonna really be about. But it's a long time coming, right?
Right.
So what? That's my bestie. So we're two best friends. We've been friends since we were in high school. 14. You was 14 and I was 15.
Yep. And you said, you want to be my sister? I never forget that.
Yep.
You was like, you want to be my little sister? You look like my little sister. And I was looking at you like, like, who just walk up to somebody and say that? Just came to the lunch table, like, asked me, do I want to be your little sister? Because you act like me, and you was like, and you so-and-so. I think you should be my little sister.
But I don't think we met at no lunch table now, girl. I think we met in cosmetology first.
We met in cosmetology.
And then we went to lunch.
Then we went to lunch.
Okay.
And that's it. See, we gonna be arguing about a lot of stuff.
It don't matter. It don't matter because you be delusional, and that's what the people gonna really see. The people gonna really see that you delusional.
You forget stuff. But see, what had happened was we did meet in cosmetology class. And crazy thing about it, I didn't even want to be in there.
You didn't stay that long. You stayed about a week or so.
I stayed about a week.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up having the same lunch.
Yep. And you been my little sister ever since.
And we just had way too much in common.
We did, because I think, like, at that time, you was a freshman, I was a sophomore, and you came in running from Miss Freshman, and it reminded me of me, because this is exactly what I did.
Yep. And it was a crazy thing. I think that's when we really started learning about friendship.
Right.
Because, like, in high school, running for homecoming queen, you got people that they act like your friend. They really don't want you to win. You got people that just do shady stuff. I think that's really when I started learning, like, what a friend is. Because, like, you got associates.
Right.
You got people that call themselves your friend. You just got all these different things.
Right. And I think people think, like, even though we've been friends since we was 14 and 15, I think people think we've been best friends since then. And I don't think we started to, like, really develop, like, the best friend title until you was in the 12th grade and you was pregnant with Deonta.
Yeah, because we had a whole little clique that we used to run with.
We had a whole friend clique.
A friend clique. Matter of fact, we do still got the friend clique for the most part.
And that's a good point, like, where we can go start. So if y'all watching us, right? If y'all watching us in the comments, or if you listen to us, let us know if you have had a friend longer than 30 years.
It's rare.
Right. That's very rare, because we've been friends literally for 30 years.
Right.
And people don't understand, like, what that looks like, because people think, like, because we're always together, like, we have a different type of relationship, I think, when it comes to a friendship, because we're not just friends, even though we're sisters and we love each other, whatever, like that. But we are also business partners, so we do everything together. And that's a problem. That's been a problem in our life. And I think that's something we're going to talk about, like, in other shows. Yeah. We're going to talk about when you have to choose, like, you feel like you got to choose between your friend and your man.
Your friend and everybody. Everybody trying to make you choose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a conflict. Like, when you have a bestie, like, I don't think people really understand. And another thing, I think that people use the term friend so loosely.
Right.
But, it's something that really hold weight. Like, it hold weight like Mike Tyson and shit.
Yeah. So if somebody call you best friend, like they gotta be your best friend. I hear so many people saying, "Oh, that's my bestie, my bestie," and they don't even talk to each other. And I don't think I don't define our relationship as the relationship of how every bestie should be.
Right.
But I think that we set a bar, and I think our relationship again is very, very rare.
It's rare.
It's like Oprah and Gail, I think. You don't think so?
I think it's like Oprah and Gail, but Oprah and Gail ain't lit like we is. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't get turned and then go be business partners and do all this stuff we do.
Yeah, I guess so.
But people do compare us to Oprah and Gail.
Yeah, right.
I just think that we just us.
Right.
Like we just Gwen and Deonta. Like they call us Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah, they be saying all that weird stuff.
Like we ain't lovers, so I don't even know how we got that name, but it just stuck with us.
Right. Is Ebony and Ivory, is they lovers? Who is Ebony and Ivory? Matter of fact, I don't even know who Ebony and Ivory.
They live together in perfect harmony.
Sing it for me, because I ain't got no tune.
Ebony and Ivory live together side by side in my shadow. And so why?
Really?
So
that's where we got that from?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was Ebony and Ivory because I was dark skinned, you was light skinned. I thought that's what that meant.
Ooh, and more like salt and pepper or something like that. I mean, they call us all kind of stuff. But that's why we got to set the record straight, because, like, we really done been through some stuff when it come to friends. Like, I know for me, and I always tell people, when you really find out, if you really want to find out who your friend, let something drastic happen. Like, let you have to get married, let you have to have a baby shower, let somebody die in your family, or let you go through some type of mental health or something like that, or something real bad, or you have a bad breakup. Because, sometimes friends, they just be like, they don't be the real deal, raw. Like, they just be like, you need to leave that nigga ain't about this, They just do that. They do that, like, so loosely, like, well, you somebody's friend, you don't just come straight out with it.
But you know why they be doing that, right?
But why do they be doing that?
You know why they be doing it. Because, half the time, they probably messing with the man anyway. That's why they be telling you to leave them a lot of times. Because these folks don't be friends for real. They around here,
They don't be friends for real.
They be doing a lot of little sneaky link stuff.
They do. Nah. And I mean, like, because, you see that, and you see people. Like, I done seen people that call each other their friend, and I just be looking at them like, I just seen you just doing some shady stuff, like girl code stuff, that if you really a friend, you ain't gonna do that.
Absolutely.
And we always been by the girl code. We done had some fights about the girl code.
Right.
I can remember one that specifically, like, you like the dude, and I was so excited to like the dude until you told me you like the dude.
No, that is not what happened. I was liking the dude, right? I thought he was cute, right?
He was cute.
I was really attracted to him. And then, evidently, you might have been having some texts or something with him that I was unaware of.
Right.
And then we was like, what is really going on? After you told me he texted you, I didn't even want.
We both cut him off, but that's real girl code, because it's like icky to me if my best friend likes somebody, I like them too, or they like me, or they attracted to me and my friend like them or something like that. That's just not, to me, that's just a part of girl code. Like, we can't even like the same man, guy, or nothing.
All right. But
if you think he cute, I probably like he handsome, but I don't like him for me. I like him for you. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because girl code, like, I don't feel like I wouldn't be like into somebody that's into you. Like, it was just a total, oh, he got to go, he DX.
Right.
That's real girl stuff right there. Like, that's a part of girl code.
So some other things about us, right, that people might not know.
There's a lot of stuff about us.
So what are some things like that we do as friends that might be uncommon to what other people say is a friendship? I would think like I think we do TMI. Like we tell each other too much.
We do tell each other too much. We tell each other too much to a point that sometimes I can get out the phone with you and be like,
did we just talk about that?
Yeah, like, I shouldn't have said that, because we just get too detailed sometimes.
We get too detailed. And I think I think a lot of people think like when it comes to friendship, like especially us, because we are on social a lot. We go to a lot of events and stuff, and because we're always together, like we're one of those friendships that are always together. Like we have other friends that we don't necessarily always be with, but we're always together. I ain't gonna say we're always together. But we're together a lot, so people don't think we actually fight.
We do fight,
but we really ultimately like. We don't agree.
We debate about a lot of stuff.
We debate all the time.
Like it could just be like you might say the picture green, and I might say, "Well, we don't need to do green. We need to do pink or blue."
Something stupid.
And then you might be like, "Nah, we don't need to do no green." Like we could argue about something like that.
Just like today. You know what I'm saying? When we got the set together, it was like I was not feeling what you was feeling. Like I ain't like those pictures. I was like, I don't like those pictures.
You do not like those pictures
or whatever. But I think people have to realize, even in a friendship is a relationship.
It is definitely
and it's kind of, to me, like having a best friend. It's like being married.
It's like being married. It is like being married because you could break up. So
that's the difference between like having a friend and a best friend.
Yeah,
I think that's a big thing because it's a relationship. You have to have compromise. You gotta know each other's love language.
Yeah, because I remember when we was roommates, that was the first time I think we had a falling out real bad. It was for 6 months we was falling out.
Girl, it was not for 6 months. And I get tired of you saying that. It was not for 6 months. So
it felt like 6 months to me.
But girl, it wasn't.
Because it felt like somebody died. It really felt like somebody died.
It did feel like somebody died. But girl, it probably was like a month.
And I can remember like that was before I got married.
Let's talk about that. Let's tell people because that's a part of our journey, I think, right? So we was roommates. So we have been roommates. A lot of best friends have not been roommates.
Yeah.
So as a young adults, I bought a house, and then you came to live with me, and we became.
And my mama just put me out. How you gonna do that? Go live with your best friend. Throwed all my stuff out the house. I never forget that. She just threw me out. Just tossed all my stuff to the door.
So yeah. So we what we did. So we stayed together. We used to have a whole lot of parties.
We did. We used to love parties with a lot of dudes.
And a lot of people don't think.
We hung with dudes all the time.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't think that about us. So one thing I think that y'all don't know about us is that we were like some party animals. So when you see us now at 40-something and we be
laid back and chill.
We do be laid back and chill because nobody don't think we act like we used to act. But when you even see us turn up a little bit, it's in us.
Yeah.
Right? Just because we business people doesn't
mean
we
don't really turn up. They think their perception of us now, they be like, "Oh, you dance." Like they really don't think we do any of that stuff.
Right. We used to actually go out for like a job. Like we used to go out like 3-4 days a week.
Probably 7.
I ain't no say that. It was
just about every night.
Girl, it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so 5.
Okay, 7, 5.
We used to go out 5 days a week, and that's where our fallout came. Our first ever fallout. So our first fallout was when she met her husband. He ended up being her husband, but that was our first fallout because she wasn't living in no best friend mode because she had met this man. And then she had left me. She had met the man. She had only known the man for a month, y'all. Literally, I don't think nobody know that about you. She only knew her husband for a month, and she moved in with him.
It kind of went like that.
Yeah, it did.
You leaving some stuff out. See what had happened.
Oh, God.
You want to talk about us going out 5 to 7 nights a week. Can you imagine that you and your best friend do everything together? Y'all roommates, y'all cook, eat, do everything together.
Now you just did. We ain't want doing
and
no
then,
cooking.
We did used to cook. You don't cook no more, but she used to cook chicken and fries all the time.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
You used to cook everything with fries. You would cook pork chop and fries and chicken and fries often. Okay. I remember. Mm-hmm. And then we used to go out. We used to practically do all kind of stuff together. Okay. And then you went on night shift, and it was just like, I ain't had nobody do that with.
She had to go get no man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what would I go get?
And move in with
you rather me go get a man than go get a girl.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Normal now.
It's normal now. Right. But I did go get a man, And I told you, I said, I'm dating somebody. We serious.
After a month?
You ain't believe
Who gonna believe you after a month?
But you can't say I didn't tell
And
you.
then tell them how you tell them how you just, because this is what y'all don't know. Like, we done been through a lot. Tell them how you I came home and you was just gone. You took all your stuff out the house.
I wasn't just gone. See,
I didn't even know where she lived at. She had picked her stuff up. She had picked her stuff up and she was gone.
See, what had happened was people thought we was some little kids living together
We were
without
like 20-something.
We was young,
We
but they used to
21.
break in our house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to break in
We used
our
to be up
house.
there on the drive.
We lived on the drive in the hood. They used to break in our house. And they thought they could just keep breaking in our house. And so when I got serious with my husband, which we were together for a while.
Y'all was not together, girl. Y'all was together for a month. Come on now.
Okay, we were together for a month. It was more than a month.
No, Deonta.
But I do know she went on the night shift. And he was like, after they broken out how we had just met, and he was like, how y'all staying there? You could get hurt or something. He was worried about me. And he just was like, and I had a conversation, but you keep telling I didn't. But I was telling you everything that was going on. I was like, me and him dating, we getting serious.
1 month, though. 1 month. Nobody ain't about to believe that. And then
They didn't believe it because I was the one that didn't really, like, I had a boyfriend, but I was like the one that really just.
Was the player, baby. Player.
I was the player. I ain't gonna lie. I was the player, right. Probably.
And then you wanted me to believe you was gonna go.
And then you like, man, it ain't that serious. It's just like everybody else. She gonna talk to him for a little while. That gonna be it. But that's not what happened. We ended up living together.
Let me tell y'all about Deonta. She ended up meeting a man 1 month, moving in. 2 months later, she was pregnant and engaged. Diddy got married within 6 months.
I did. Everybody thought I was crazy.
We thought she was crazy.
Yeah.
But they ended up staying together for a long time. So.
We stayed together for a very long time.
Right.
Over 14 years.
We had to
I
talk
drank
about,
to that.
We had to talk about that another show.
But I remember when I first was living with him and my best friend wasn't talking to me. And he was like, it just was disturbing to him that it was like, you love this woman this much. Like you depressed. Like somebody died and stuff. Like that's really how I felt. Like somebody had died when my best friend was talking to me. And she was just mad at me. It felt like 6 months to me. She said it was 2, but it felt like 6. But I know she did not talk to me for however long it was, and it felt like the longest time in the world because literally you talk to somebody all the time and all of a sudden they just gone like that.
I mean,
and you don't have them in your life.
So let's talk about that as like friends. Like that's a part of friendship. So grieving your friend, right?
Yeah.
Because we did that early on, but later on in my life, I've had to grieve a lot of friendships. And baby, you talking about 1 month. Baby, I'll go 2-3 years without talking to you. So what is that thing, I guess, for people when you think about a relationship? What is that thing that a person can do that will make you cut them off? Like you feel like, okay, she ain't my friend no more. I'm not talking to her more. What is that thing? And I think that was a thing for us. That was the beginning. Like we didn't really have like
when you feel. I think it's when you feel like how you felt because you felt like
I felt betrayed.
Betrayal.
Right.
Yeah, I would say betrayal is it.
Right. Was it?
Even though we was teenagers. You know what I'm saying? At the time, we was 20 something. I was 21 when I got married. So, okay, I was 20 at the time when that happened. So, you think about you 20, 21, but we started learning betrayal then. And now, betrayal and loyalty is like
everything
to us.
Yeah,
like, it's the most valuable thing.
Yeah.
Those 2 things. Like, I think I could get past anything else besides those 2 things.
Loyalty. What was the other one?
Loyalty and betrayal. They coincide.
Okay. Loyalty, betrayal.
They're total opposite of each other.
And respect.
Oh, yeah, respect.
I'm real big on respect. Like, if you don't respect me, I'm going to cut you off.
Why? When you say respect, though, you have to tell people because I might look at that a different way. Like, what you mean when you say respect?
Respect is, like, how you treat me.
Okay.
Right. So that means if you treated me just disrespectful, like in my face or behind my back, I can't have no energy for you. Like,
cause like sometimes when you call me a B, I be thinking that's disrespectful.
But you call me one too, girl.
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't.
Let me think about
I don't say the B word to people.
Do I?
You say it loosely. Like, it's just, I know you don't mean no harm when you say it, but if somebody else called me the B word, I take it as this. Like, you're the only person I let call me
I'm
that.
trying to think about it. I think you say it too.
No, I don't.
Okay, but you don't say B. You call me the N word.
I do say the N word. I guess they kind of can be, like, saying the B word,
right. So that's your word. When you talking to me and you said socially,
but I say you my end of you.
No, you
like that's a good.
That's not how you say it.
How
You'll be in the country like,
and you'll say beef. I'll be like, hey, I be like, does she mean that in a good way? I mean, I'm just trying to understand.
Stop playing.
I'm so serious.
I've been calling you that for I don't know.
But every time you say it, I be having to sit back and put a question mark on.
Okay, I'm gonna start calling you that.
Cause I don't like that word.
I call everybody that.
You do?
Well, everybody close to me.
So I think you mean it. I think you mean it in a good way.
Right.
I think you mean it like, that's my girl, that's my B.
I don't even say it in that reference, girl. I said like, B.
You just bust out and say it, and I just be like,
B, don't you know? B.
That's exactly how you say it too. And we could be anywhere. You just say it. It could be wherever.
But you know what? That leads to how other people think we are about each other. Because a lot of times we'll be saying things to that nature.
Yeah.
And then other people might, on the outside, might look at it as disrespect. Not knowing that that's
our language.
That's our language and that's how we do it.
Because me saying the N to you, other people might be like, why she call her that?
Right. That might be easy. The B word is a little, you know.
Both of them is kind of like, people might be, like, if you say somebody on the outside, because like sometimes you talk to people a certain way and other people don't know like the language. Like they might think she treat her mean or she treat her a certain kind of way. But we know we talk to each other like that. We know we argue like that. You see what I'm saying?
That's funny though. It's funny. I bet y'all didn't know that, right? Y'all bet y'all did not know we used the word B and E. That's how we talk, literally. We don't be proper, and you know, you gotta have two sides. Like, I am Gwen, and then I am Gwenetta. And Gwen get loose.
And Deonta and Didi, shoot, I got a whole bunch of alter egos. I could be a whole bunch of them at the same day.
So when you talk about friendships, like, what are some other things that we've dealt with that I think that we're gonna talk about? Like, people need to know what the show is gonna be about. Because honestly, okay, it's called That's My Bestie, but we're not gonna just be talking about us. Because we ain't gonna act like we that interesting. Like, we'll tell y'all some stories about things that we went through in our lives or whatever, but the show ain't really just about us and our relationship. So I want to make sure and clear that y'all know That's My Bestie is not just about what me and Deonta do. Now, we're going to show y'all behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really to let y'all know, like, being a best friend, when you get over 40, it's different from being a best friend when you young.
Right.
Because your whole dynamics of your friendship changes.
Right.
You start having health issues. You start having man issues that get real bad.
Baby.
You start having, like, for us, it's been, I have kids, you don't have kids.
Right.
Sometimes you just don't want to be bothered when it comes to talking about kids, and not just be talking about my kid.
Right. It ain't just the kids. It ain't the kids at 40, baby. It's the grandkids. The grandkids, the kids. That's all I hear. So then the dynamics of, like, what friendship, like, what relationship, like, how relationships are when it comes to, like, being a friend with someone, because we're alike. As you can see, we dressed alike, right? People think that's corny, but we dressed alike.
And we've been doing that since Twin Day.
Yeah, we've been dressing like.
Well, not Twin Day.
You say Twin Day. I don't really.
I say
know.
Twin Day is what started me looking at dressing alike.
Because first of all, when you was in high school, you dressed like a boy. I was just like a girly girl. You used to dress like a boy. You used to wear J's and stuff like that. I think like when we moved,
when I got like 11th grade, I started wearing.
when we moved in together.
Cause you used to tell me, you used to be like, why you dress tennis shoes all the time? You used to wear some more girly stuff. You need to dress more girly.
So when we got,
I think that's when you first started dressing. Like, why do you dress me anyway?
You know, people don't know that either. Y'all know I do dress her. Okay, even at 40.
You think I'm like a baby doll. a Barbie or a paper doll. I don't know.
I don't know. I do dress her. So when she be looking fly, it do be me.
And when I be looking busted, it do be her.
So yeah, I do dress her because when we got our other show, Gwen Business Corner, I pick out a lot of clothes. But the reason why we really dress alike is because we like the same stuff. Yeah. And then so it had kind of came to a point, even if we didn't put on the same clothes and we told each other, we was dressing alike even without telling each other. Like, we'll come pick each other up and we'll literally have on the same thing. And I'm going to tell you one time, it's a couple of times I remember us doing it. But one time was a couple of years ago when we went to like a Carver alumni party. And then you had came over to my house and we had that same jumpsuit on.
Oh, we did.
Right. We literally had the same jumpsuit on. And how that happened, I don't know. And we've done that several times.
Yeah, because I remember we went to Women Empowerment in Columbus, and we had on the same dress. And everybody was like, how you got on the same dress? And we didn't mean to do it. So then we started saying, we might as well just dress the same.
Because we shop at the same places. So because we shop at the same places, 9 times out of 10, we're going to have most of the same stuff in our closet.
We pick alike. We think alike.
Right. We do think alike. And so we don't care about y'all thinking we corny.
Because we going to be corny anyway. Y'all probably see us showing up like that and we just do it. Might well just go ahead and do it instead of just showing up like that.
But so, yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of things on That's My Bestie. Again, not just about, well, a lot of it going to be about us. We're going to eventually bring guests in. But a lot of things we're going to talk about is things that, like, people deal with on an everyday basis. And what does that really look like? Because at the end of the day, what we realize is that a lot of people don't have best friends. Or people don't have friends, and people don't have people that they can actually talk to. And that's one of our blessings, right?
That is one of, I think it's a gift and a curse.
Right.
Because when you have a man,
oh, God. Let's not even get started on that.
I mean, we'll say that for another show, but I will say that men, like, when you have a man and a bestie, and I've heard other women say this too, like, it's hard to have balance.
Baby, those women, they choose their man every time, okay? But go ahead.
But I think it's because they be feeling like they have to choose. And at the end of the day, they might be like, well, she can't give me no, he can. So I better go with him instead of her. Cause but they don't look at all the other dynamics. You know what I'm saying? Like with us, we could talk about so much stuff. Like, that's why I could never, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to have a boundary. Like, it's no choosing.
Right.
I remember even when we was young, like, can we talk about this on here? Like, it might be inappropriate. But, I remember I didn't know how to get head.
Oh, Lord.
And you tried to teach me. You tried to coach me over the phone. Like, why did you do that? You tried to tell me what to do. Like, look, this is how you keep your man.
Now, Geraldine gonna watch this.
Geraldine, don't watch it.
Oh, my God. So I had to bleep Geraldine out of this.
Okay, I won't say that part then. But, because she might need to know how, she might not need to know you kind of young then.
She think I'm a virgin girl still at 46. I don't think she think girl, bye.
She think you.
I ain't got no children, so there ain't no proof. So, yeah, that was crazy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have done that.
We have had some very awkward conversations.
Absolutely.
Can we talk about that kind of stuff? I don't know if they be need. Well, shoot.
I don't know. But
I think that this is the platform for us to talk about it. Because we setting the record straight.
Well, we're going to get deep into it. But yeah, okay, so one of our it's two things in our relationship as best friends that has been a real big issue. And number one, has been men. Yeah. Like, so I can't wait till we get on, like, specific topics when it comes to men. Now, women who don't have, like, best friends or whatever, I hear them saying stuff about us that says, like, why they never with no men and all that type of stuff like that. And, of course, we got to go together because we're always together. But let's set that record straight today.
Right. Today.
Let's do that one today.
Because we can't say the D word. We strictly the D.
Yeah, we trying to monetize on YouTube, but we ain't trying to do all that. Okay? So, let's set the record.
I say that for the uncut.
Okay. Let's set the record straight. Neither one of us like nothing but men.
For a fact.
For a fact. And I know that, like, women do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Women be with women will be with women and men. I don't know about Deonta. Now, she say she ain't, right? I don't know about Deonta.
Really? Did you just do that?
I just want to make sure.
All these people.
Okay, I just want to say that because these people say you don't really know. And I don't want nobody to come back, come in my ear about somebody, well, you know she, you know. So I'm going to say for me, for sure. And I believe.
You could say for us.
Okay, for us. Neither one of us have.
We don't go together. We've never went together. We don't want to go with girls.
No. And we never went with girls.
We don't want to go with girls.
And we don't want to go with girls. Whoever do it, that's fine. But I've never wanted to be with.
But we don't want y'all to feel like, because we, you know, people get mad at you and stuff when you say stuff
we're
like
saying us. Like, I'm saying us. Like, I don't care about what nobody else do.
Okay.
But I'm just saying for us, I've never wanted to be with a girl. And I've never wanted to satisfy my man by bringing a girl into the room. Okay, so never. So that means that we've never been together. So when we go on our trips, because we have heard this in the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Because sometimes we sleep, well, now they make me feel like it's weird that we sleep in bed together.
Yeah,
sometimes.
right? So my mama,
do you do that when you get this age? Though? We might be a little abnormal. That might be a little abnormal.
My mama said we crazy.
That might be a little crazy. We might need to stop doing that.
Because we got to save money on our room. You know, 10 in the room.
I think we need to stop doing that.
Well, cause then we got to start all getting different rooms then. That's a big bill. Like,
I mean, cause we could do it back then, but now it's kind of like.
Okay, well,
Nah, we ain't even stop. We don't care nothing about y'all folks for real.
You know, I'm down, cause you know I like my space. But
I don't want to be in there by myself.
I know.
I don't like being in that room by myself.
You don't like me know about yourself, but
I will. Like, I have to be at home by myself.
Yeah,
I'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just learned how to be at home by myself. Like,
literally.
How many years? Probably maybe like 4 years, 5 years ago.
Yeah, literally. So yeah.
I say 6 or 7.
So I want to make sure we straight on this. These people know.
We straight on that.
We don't go together.
We do not.
When we go out of town, we ain't doing nothing but
none of that.
Laying on the beach, eating some food, and talking like
and
besties.
Getting drunk and falling asleep and talking bestie talk.
Come about, drink some wine and calling it a day. So,
but we do like, because you know, I be thinking about some stuff we used to do.
What would?
Like that time you had slapped that girl, we had got put out the club.
Girl, you think about too much. Okay, so.
But why did you do that though?
Because I was drunk.
You wanted us to get put out.
Oh, I was drunk, Deonta.
But we got, that was embarrassing.
Let me tell you something, though. Let me tell you something. Us doing this podcast do not give you the dibs to just throw anything out there, okay?
I'm not just throwing.
Don't think this is where
like
you
if
can
it's stuff,
expose
if it's stuff that I always want to ask you.
We ever did on this podcast now.
But if it's stuff that I wanted to know, and I could ask you, like if I wanted to know why you did that.
You know what I did. That you know I was drunk.
You were drunk, but what possessed you?
Because I was drunk. What other reason would it be?
But you've never slapped anybody. I always wanted to understand that.
Girl, I slapped a lot of folks in my days when I was younger.
It's high school, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in a club where we supposed to be acting like a grown people.
We were 20-something and I was drunk.
It's just like something just came over you.
You just want to talk about. See, she want to make this show interesting because she just want to throw stuff out there, girl.
No, it's not that I want to make this show interesting, but I do want to let y'all know that it be some stuff that you just don't be understanding about your bestie, and y'all don't never get to talk about it. And I feel like now we should talk about
everything. Now she didn't say we don't get to talk. We talk about everything.
I never asked you that though. Oh. Did I ever ask you that?
I don't know, girl.
Did I ever ask you why you just slapped that girl like that?
Yeah, you did.
And what
we
you
just
said?
talked about that like recently when we was telling the story to somebody else. And you knew why, because you knew I was drunk.
I know
you was telling the children I used to get real drunk when I was younger.
I be telling them that you used to get real drunk.
And every time we talk about me getting real drunk and why I don't drink now, we always talk about that story. So if you want the people to know, when I was younger, okay, because this is what the podcast
I just don't understand it.
When I was younger, we used to drink heavy. I don't really drink like that now. I only drink wine. occasionally, and then I have a couple of sets on the beach every now and then. I'm not a real heavy drinker. And the reason why I don't drink heavy is because when I was younger, I used to drink a lot of drinks. And when I used to drink, I used to be a little wild. Okay?
Not a little.
I used to be a little wild. So, this is why you got to have best friends. Like, I used to be real wild. I used to be getting real wild and real lit. So, I used to get violent. So, as an adult, I don't want to be violent. So, I stopped when I opened up my business, I stopped doing a lot of things because now I knew I was building a brand. But prior to me opening up my business, I was really, lit. But everybody
I think we still lit, but
you just want to be lit.
You don't think I'm lit no more?
We ain't that lit now. We act like a little grandmas for real.
I can stay up now. I don't know about you.
You
I
lying.
don't know about you.
You
I be ready to hang out. That be you going to
Girl,
sleep.
you be lying.
You be taking naps.
Girl, you the one that be close your eyes where we go.
That because I be bored. When you make me bored, I close my eyes.
Yeah,
but I really can stay up. I think I could. I do a challenge with you. See who can stay up the longest. I bet you lose.
Girl, I am. I'm gonna need a nap.
Baby,
I'm gonna need a nap.
I ain't gonna need no nap.
Whatever. So yeah, this is like what we're gonna be talking about because we want y'all to see like who we really are. I think because if you know us in the business world, I think a lot of people have a perception of us. I think people have a perception of our life. I think that people should build relationships because our relationship have saved me. You know what I'm saying? Having a best friend has literally saved my life. If I didn't have her, honestly, I don't know where I would be for real. I almost got teary-eyed. I need some Kleenex, girl.
Me too.
We gotta have some Kleenex next time. So
yeah.
I might have lost my life or whatever. So, but not only that, we just want to talk about different issues that come in place when you have relationships with different people. Like, as y'all can see, I'm a dark-skinned girl. She's a light-skinned girl. Like, we've been friends for 30 years. Can you imagine what we've dealt with?
We dealt with a lot with that, too.
Right.
Like, we've had debates about colorism.
Right.
We have debates often
We have
about
debates
colorism.
with each other about it. Because I don't understand her perspective and she don't understand my perspective. And then it's the world perspective. So we've had a lot of different things. So we're definitely going to talk about colorism. We're going to talk about the fact that she's still married.
It's okay for you to say.
All right. So she's still married. And she's been married for how many years?
Almost 23 years.
Okay, 23 years. And we're going to talk about, she's been separated for a little while. So we're going to talk about, like, what it's like as a woman, being separated from your spouse and losing your husband for whatever reasons. And, she's been married for 23 years. We've been friends for 30. I've never had a man. I ain't gonna say I ain't never had a man. Let's take that back because somebody gonna be offended. All right.
That mean we've been friends for long then. That's what I'm saying, right?
It's 30, about 30, 31, something like that.
I think it's more than that.
Girl, we're only 46. We met each other at 14, 15. It kind of, the math kind of, yeah.
23 years?
You were married, yeah. You got married at 20.
I know. I got married at 21.
Something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's about right.
That's about right. So we're gonna talk about that, like how when you have a friendship and one of you are married, one of you is single and want to be married, nobody don't want to marry you though, right? What that looks like. I've never had kids. Some people don't know I don't have kids. I don't have no kids.
Health issues.
Look, and this is gonna be a healing journey for us.
It is.
Because even with me saying that, I almost got teary-eyed then. Because when we talk about that, it's going to be hard.
We fell out a little bit when you didn't want to have kids. I wanted you to have a baby real bad.
Yep. Yeah, that is a story. Like how you left
I couldn't even go with you to do that.
Yeah,
I felt like you was killing something.
Yeah.
I felt like you were killing a baby.
That had hurt my heart, too. I ain't gonna even lie.
That had hurt my heart, too, because I didn't want you to do that.
Yeah, it hurt my heart. She wasn't there for me when I went and had my hysterectomy.
I was against it.
She literally What did she do? She literally did not call me within those 24 hours of me having my hysterectomy. And she calls her my best friend.
Yeah.
That was the hardest decision I ever had to make in my life. And she was not.
That was the hardest decision.
People can believe it or not, she was not there.
That was a hard decision for me. Like, it was like, I can't even explain it. Our relationship is very weird because I was so against it. Like, you know how you just, like, and I'm trying to find something that's similar to it. Like, if you be totally against something, and it's almost like...
Child, we definitely got to talk about that because I don't care what she was totally against. If your best friend going through one of the worst times of her life, or going through it.
But it was a decision that you did it because you wanted to do it.
I did it because I had to do it. But we don't debate
you
about
say you had to do it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother
conversation. Like, we're gonna talk about it, but why we're gonna talk about it, and these are the types of conversations that we're gonna have. And the reason why we're gonna talk about it is because a lot of people don't know that either. Like, I suffered from endometriosis, and Dee Dee suffered for a lot of medical conditions as well.
But I remember, and too, we'll talk about, I don't know, some women that's at this age, they might have had a Mirena, because Mirenas, I don't know if they're still, like, people still really get them now. But I remember we made a pact, and we both, I went and got one, you went and got one.
Right.
And then it caused both of us to have
health issues
with us having the Mirena.
Right.
And sometimes I think that I blame myself sometimes because you went and got the Mirena because of me. And I be thinking that's part of the reason what happened to you.
I don't know what happened to me, but
because I know it happened to me. I already had kids, but I think probably if I would have wanted to have another child, I probably would have had issues.
Right.
Because it had really, like, it's not. And if anybody young out there, if you get in the Mirena, that's something to consider because...
I mean, it might be better now because that was over 20 years ago.
It might be.
So, yeah. So, we're going to talk about those things because we have had a lot of medical conditions, people that don't know about, and that we had to deal with being business owners. We partners in business, talking about what they look like as best friends. We're going to talk about family. Oh my God.
Family, friends.
We fell out
business.
with. Now they stopped talking to us or turned their backs on us because we're friends. Or how they have an issue with us being friends and the closeness of our friendship. We deal with a lot of stuff on the back end that a lot of people might deal with, and you might not know like how to actually deal with it. And so that's the purpose of That's My Bestie. It's about really bringing a light to relationships and friendships and like what does that really look like. And then if you don't have a friend and you don't have somebody to talk to, like we want to be y'all besties. Right? So that's why That's My Bestie. Like, we want to have conversations that we feel like that needs to be had.
Yeah.
So this is our first episode of That's My Bestie. Bestie Week.
Did I say too much, Bestie?
I'm sure this is gonna be very interesting. Okay, this is gonna be very interesting. But we did this because it's time for healing for us.
Yeah.
In a lot of areas. And
it's therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic. And we want the perception of us, we want people to really see who we are, outside of like being business moguls and business gurus. So, yeah. So let me tell y'all this. Okay. First of all, if you're watching, make sure you share the podcast. Share it out with your friends. Share it out with your family members. If you're watching on YouTube or any other platform, make sure that you're following and subscribing to our channel. This is going to be fun, right? We're going to have fun. This is something we've been wanting to do. And I think, it's going to get real over here. We're going to be crying. We're going to be laughing. We're probably going to be fussing and fighting on this set. But we're ready.
No, we ain't going to do that.
I don't know, girl, because, I'm ready.
I can't see myself fighting you.
I mean, we ain't no fight. That's just a, figure of speech. But we gonna be debating, though.
We get heated.
Yeah, we're going to get heated. But I think that's it for this episode. But let us know what y'all thought about this episode. we don't have no format. We just coming on here just to talk about different topics, different things, and we just want to show y'all what to us a real relationship, best friend relationship is. Got anything to say, Bestie?
That's my bestie.
That's my bestie.
My best friend, can I say sister? People get mad when I say sister.
Your sister
My
get mad
sissy.
when you say sister?
My sissy.
Right. Just say my bestie. We're out, y'all. We're out.
Peace.